When I first started with Corvette Racing here, we were here nearly every month, it seemed. Just never away from the place. Just doing lap after lap after lap, really trying to validate whether it's gearboxes, drivetrain, whether it's engines, whether it was suspension parts.
Sebring, it can correlate to many other racetracks, so it also helps to be at a good level for the Sebring 12 hours. But we can definitely use all this data we will collect here. We will use it not only at Sebring, but definitely for the rest of the season.
All this sort of stuff needed to be stress tested and race validated, so it is one of the key places we come to with a brand new car.
Sebring is the best place to do testing. It's the roughest track we go to. 12 hours here is probably harder than 24 hours at Daytona. So the more laps you can do at Sebring, the more you can learn about a car durability-wise. And it's a place that's got so many different types of corners. You can learn high speed, low speed, bumpy, smooth. You get a bit of everything here at Sebring.
Private tests like this are crucial for Corvette as they refine the C8.R for both the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship and the 24 Hours of Le Mans.
We learn a lot of information about tires, about the car. It gives us as a team an opportunity to try things before we get to a race week where practice is limited a little bit. It gives us an opportunity as a team to kind of gel together a little bit and figure out what it takes. Finding big gains and setup options and tire differences and those kinds of things.
Testing is very important, obviously, to develop the car, but also to understand the car as a driver. Each change is another feeling in the car, and you have to explain afterwards, come back from driving to your engineer, that what actually is the car doing, and maybe you can give already some inputs of what they can do maybe about it. So that's important to get as much as feedback from the car as possible, and testing is really important, especially now, like in this weather condition, hot. The same thing we will experience normally in this race too at Sebring.
During the race weekend itself, we generally do not have a lot of runtime, especially in these endurance series where you have 3 drivers per car. You're just not going to get a lot of runtime in the car. And these tests, like we are here today, I mean, we have 8 hours of runtime. We all get plenty of time in the car, and that's especially now for us with the new car, I would say it's extremely, extremely important.
Team manager Ben Johnson carefully sets out the schedule for the 2-day test, and the team must maximise the time they have. With a new car, there is a lot of information to learn if they are to beat the competition.
This week we're here at Sebring trying to develop the car ahead of the Sebring 12 hours, so you go through all sorts of tire tests, tire pressure sweeps, spring sweeps, aero sweeps, just to try to get as much data as possible, so when we leave this test, the engineers can dig through all that data and get a better understanding of what the car needs when we come back here for the race. So for a driver's point of view, the more laps, the better.
The team are really working on structuring the time on track down to that last minute to make sure that we are maximising that time. It's lots of money to be here, to get the track time, to get all the guys here, to get the trucks here, to get everything. It's big budgets and big money, so you have to really maximise that time that you are here on track.
Corvette Racing has won more than 100 races in the last 2 decades. A private test helps the team and partners like Michelin to ensure that the C8.R is as successful as the models that have gone before.
Our jobs as drivers can change wildly. So some days it's one guy's job to do tire testing, and he might just be doing the short runs and just doing 10-lap runs on new tires, which for a driver obviously is a lot of fun. Our feedback ultimately is what they go on to build a new tire for us in the future. Every guy has a good eye for dampers and a good eye for a spring package and some of those things. So splitting it up gives everyone an opportunity to try everything, but also then you get a nice wide range of opinions and views on what the car's doing and what's good and what's not. Ultimately figuring out, okay, this is the package that will end up running for most of the year. This is pretty meaningful running for us now that sets us up well for the rest of the year.